Hey, it's Goldie. Hey, it's Goldie. I'm coming back again for another video. And I see that you guys have seen the thumbnail or whatever, so you know what this video is about, okay? Um, this channel is focused on strategy, all right? Like, leave all of that, like what should be, all of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, leave all of that, over there to the side for right now. This channel, when you view these videos, are focused on strategy. All right. We all know that real life happens, and some people, end up, we all know that real life happens. You know what I'm saying? So, um, we focus on this channel in dealing with the strategy to manage it, to the best of our ability and even optimally, all right? And to create, conditions where future generations can, not fall into those same pitfalls, or whatever. All right, so you see the picture, the thumbnail there. That's Malika. She's a twin, and I think this is the sister that's really close to the Kardashian family. I don't know a whole lot about her, but I am familiar with her. And yeah, she seems like a cool girl, and her baby daddy is OT Genesis. Now, okay, I used to hate the word baby daddy and baby mama until like people could use it to describe me, to be honest. You know, I used to hate it until people could use it to describe me. And I like did not appreciate it at all. I just did not appreciate it at all. But I wanted to, I guess, like that old Fantasia song, Baby Mama, that wasn't, all that hot, I wanted to find a positive, understanding of that word or that term. Anyway, I made another video about the baby mama. I might upload it here again. But the baby mama really, she doesn't get the respect that she deserves. And I'll go deeper into that in the future. But anyway, we talking about how to get your baby daddy to marry you. Okay. Now, from from this title, okay. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to do something real fast. From this, all right. So from this title, a lot of people probably already taken off guard by it. But let me go deeper into it. All right. Um, all right. There is like a culture amongst young men, young, like popular men, that, they want to wait until as long as they can to settle down. They want to, experience the world and all of that type of stuff before they really settle down. And that causes them to settle down later in life, later into their 30s and into their 40s. Okay. So during that time, most men have had a child out of, wedlock. Like that kind of just like comes along with the territory or whatever. So, um, women have, okay, let me state this. In motherhood, there are no guarantees, period. All right. If you choose to become a mother, if you choose to have a child, understand that there are no guarantees in life. Okay. Now, there are some things that you should be afforded, definitely. There are some things that like should be happening for you, prepared for you, without a second thought. Like, there are some things that should be in place for you. However, not all women experience those luxuries, okay? And being that not all women experience those luxuries, there has to be an understanding from every woman, any woman who produces a child, that that child definitely needs to be taken care of by her. Now, if she has that outside help, if the man steps into his role fully, then that's great. Like that's super. But she needs to understand that she is the primary caregiver for this child. Okay. Um, so with that being said, most situations where a relationship has a likelihood of flourishing after a child is born out of wedlock is a situation where both parties in the relationship have an emotional connection with each other. All right. When I'm talking about this, how to get your baby daddy to marry you, um, we can talk, one on one individually if there's a situation where you didn't know this person well, or like you weren't in a relationship with this person, or like there was no exclusivity with this person. But I'm speaking more along the lines of relationships where there was a relationship in place before the child was conceived, and somehow during that time the relationship like kind of dissolved. All right. And you guys still have a baby there. Hold on for a second. Excuse me. You guys still have a baby to raise together, where you have to figure out the co-parenting strategies and all of that type of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So you have to first ensure that there's a maximum emotional connection. All right. You have to ensure that this person, you have to really think about if you felt like your man loved you. Okay? Like not if you like consider some things or whatever, not if you like give him the benefit of the doubt, then you'll feel like he loves you. But if you just like know certainly that your man loved you, then you have a chance of turning him into your husband. All right. So you have to ensure that you guys have maximum emotional connection. I'm going to do another video on how to cultivate this maximum emotional connection or whatever, but you want to make sure that like this is a person that you know well, like, and a person who knows you well. Like if you had a problem and like a disagreement with family, this is a perfect example. Let's say that you had a disagreement with family, or they had a disagreement with family. All right. They want it, the emotional, the evidence of of a maximum emotional connection would be if either of you could call each other and rant and vent about this disagreement that you're having with a family member. And he can tell you if you are in a positive position or if there are some things that you might need to reconsider, right? All right, that's the evidence of a maximum emotional connection dynamic between you and a person that you have a child with, okay? So you want to ensure that that's there. Like your relationship needs to have some type of depth to it. It doesn't have to be as deep as family, but he needs to like feel comfortable enough to like talk to you, to like connect with you in a different way, not just see you. I know in the community, hypergamy community, we talking a lot about guys giving you gifts and stuff like that. Not just about a guy that will give you gifts or buy Pampers for the baby or anything like that, but a guy that has like found like rest in you, like connection in a different kind of way. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Now we can talk about how to build that up if that's not there, but I'm talking about situations where that is present. Okay. So for your baby daddy, let's see. Okay. You want to create family traditions and make memories. Okay. So every year, like you want to have some things going on that like you guys are building into like the fabric of your family. Okay. And he doesn't have to know about this, like planning of any of this stuff. But when these events or activities take place, then you let him know the when and where, like when he's supposed to be there, what he's supposed to do, maybe if he's supposed to wear something like a specific color or something like that, you want to let him know. So you like tell him this information beforehand. Okay. So you want to have family traditions traditions and like memories. You want to take pictures, like you want to take pictures and like make those memories, okay? All right. And that will encourage him to see what you guys have as like a family, okay? As a family, and begin to look at the situation differently and maybe even himself differently. And that's like our ultimate goal. That's kind of what we are aiming for, all right? Him to see himself differently so that he will step up and, create this and like solidify the family that he's already created, legitimize the family that he's already created. All right. Um, you have to require his presence. Have him there present for a doctor's visits. He needs to know that his presence is needed, like it's required at the doctor's visits, especially if the baby is young, or especially if you're in the later months of your pregnancy and like you high risk or something like that, or you just want to fake like you high risk. All right, then you want to make sure that like you require his presence, okay? And depending on the situation, he might participate and then again he might not. But the goal is to make sure that he knows that his presence is required, okay? It's not so much to make sure that he follows through, because you can't make a person do anything, all right? But it's just to really make sure that he knows that his presence is required there, and that he knows that he is like kind of like the leader and in charge of everything, and like he's kind of like abandoning his position a little bit. Like that's kind of how you want to make him feel about the whole thing. Let me see. All right. And then if he has he's probably gonna be dating, you know, if he is dating or whatever, then you don't ever want to like focus on the other woman. You don't ever want to like start drama about this other woman. What you want to do is present yourself as being above all of that, like without a shadow of the doubt, like you are top choice, okay? So you got to carry yourself like that, of course, when the child is born, or once the child is born, you got to make sure that your baby is looking good, okay? You got to make sure that your baby is together, and you are together, and y'all together, okay? And like that's kind of like what you got to present, but never get caught up on the other women that he has, because you are going to be leaning back on your maximum emotional connection that you are building with this person, okay? Now, and you are gonna lean back in that, knowing that random chicks not gonna be able to, build that so quickly. Okay. And so now I'm gonna go deeper into a little bit of the dynamic. All right. So if you're in a situation where you living with your baby daddy, okay, y'all are like, for all intents and purposes, considered to be in a relationship. Okay. So there's some level of commitment there. Okay. So and that's understood between the both of you. Okay. So you want to make sure that you create like a peaceful environment in your home. You want to make sure that like you are in your feminine position as the woman of the house, okay? You want to make sure that things are clean. You want to make sure that things smell good and everything. Now, you don't have to do all of this on your own. I'm going to get deeper into that in a minute, but you want to make sure that the house is clean. You want to make sure that it's a peaceful environment. You want to make sure that if company come over, then, y'all can have company and everything. You want to make sure that you are in charge of the children. You want to make sure that you have a nice schedule set up for them, and even a schedule set up for yourself. And these are things that you don't have to share with your baby daddy. These are things that you don't have to share with your baby daddy or whatever, but these are things that like you can begin to frame your own life and kind of like how you are organizing things around you. Okay, he's gonna notice this. Okay, so you want to create a peaceful, clean, serene environment. All right, we know that when we yell and fuss and fight and all of that type of stuff, things happen. So we want to minimize conflict, but we'll get into that in a different time. But just physically, you want to make sure that your environment is peaceful and inviting and relaxed and welcoming, and like a place that he would want to be. Okay. And you got to make sure that you are a reflection of a woman that he would want to be with, and children, the children that you guys are raising are a reflection of children that he would be proud of. Okay. Um, so the next thing is, okay, that I have written down. You want to make boundaries and enforce those boundaries. Okay. Since y'all are living together, you are like in charge, but you kind of don't know that you are in charge. Okay. Um, you are in charge, but you don't know that you're in charge. Okay. Like this marriage between the two of you could happen whenever you decided that you wanted it to happen, essentially, but you don't have the power yet to like demand that, to like require that. All right. Um, but while you are working on that, the first steps to creating that emotional understanding where you have the boundaries, where you have the power to step up and and demand or request or articulate what it is that you um, desire. You have to make boundaries and enforce those boundaries. Okay. So boundaries are as simple as boundaries are as simple as um, making sure that there's like an unspoken curfew rule, right? He should know that he shouldn't be able to come in at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. All right. And that's just like what he do. All right. So like a respectful hour, 11 o'clock, something like that. Like y'all should both know that like we should be home by this time. Okay. Um, if like you're having trouble getting him to understand the importance of um a curfew, a time that we're coming in the house, then let me know. We can talk about that, or I can make another video in the future about that. But you want to make sure that there's like an understanding of when he'll be coming home. Okay. All right. Um, that's an example. All right. You want to enforce that. Okay. Let's see, another boundary, okay, that you could make up and enforce. Um, it could be that he has to like help out around the house. Okay. You are not the maid. You are not the person that is in charge of like running the whole house, and he just gets to run in and run out doing whatever it is that he want to do. Like that's not the setup. So it's fine for you to clean and cook and everything, but he also has to have roles within that. Okay. He needs to know that he needs to know that he is dependent on, and when I went back into making his presence known, make sure that he understands that his presence is required. He needs to know that he's dependent on in the function and flow of everything. Okay. I believe that the man should be in charge of discipline and everything. So that's another thing. Like when in the running of the household, of course you should be in charge of the kids, but he should like have final say. Like it should be a situation where not that your child would fear him when you say, I'm going to tell your dad, but everybody knows that when you tell your dad or when you tell the dad that the hammer is about to drop. All right. And like everybody should view him as that, as like the man of the house. Okay. So going back to the cooking and cleaning, of course, you should be cooking and cleaning and making sure everything look good, but give him roles and responsibilities within that. Encourage him to sweep or wash the dishes. Encourage him to, if he definitely shouldn't be making no messes. So if he making mess all over the place, that's something you got to go ahead and like take care of right away. But beyond that, encourage him to help out by sweeping or washing the dishes or helping to clean the bathroom or something like that. All right. And or else a big thing is like giving him the responsibility to grocery shop. Okay. You can give him a list. You can text him a whole bunch of pictures of whatever you need or whatever. But like he needs to go out and make sure that he gets the groceries and brings them back to the house. All right. And like just different things like that to kind of take everything off your off your back, and like encourage him to like really get into the fabric and the structure of the household. Okay. Now, if you don't live together, or are you not together, then you want to make sure that you always look good whenever you see him or whenever he see you. You got to make sure that like you looking good, all right? You don't have to be like freshly made up all the time, but you just got to make sure that you looking good, all right? When you freshly made up, that's cool too, but you don't want to look too over eager or like you trying too hard. So make sure that there's a balance there where excuse me, make sure that there's a balance there where you be looking good most of the time, but whenever he sees you, okay? Um, there's no casual sex. Okay. If you guys are not together, y'all not living together, but you're interested in like making your family work, no casual sex. Okay. There's no situation where you should be at his house. There's no situation where he should be at your house. He definitely should not be inside your house at all if y'all not together. All right. He shouldn't even be able to think in his mind or fix his mouth to even utter if he can like get with you like that, knowing that y'all not together. All right. So no casual sex. Whenever y'all have if y'all ever are intimate again, then you make sure that it's under the constraints of a relationship. Make sure that he's spoken to you about his desire to rejoin his family and take his role and position as head of the household. And he wants you to be his wife and be with you before you before you even begin to think about allowing him to have sex with you again. All right. Now, I'm going to go back into the disclaimer. Okay. Now, I know that it's going to be a lot of pushback from this video, okay, because women find it very difficult to think outside the box, okay? And we find it very difficult to like make a strategy or make a plan that will help us to succeed, okay? So, working on or wanting to get your baby daddy back is not a situation or to get your baby daddy to marry you, because we're not just talking about getting him back or whatever. We're talking about getting him to marry you. That's like taking another step. All right. Once a man marries a woman, like even if he's not ready for the responsibility of it, if y'all stick in there and like through time, like he becomes a totally different man. He becomes a totally different man. Okay. And there's a pride in his family and a pride in in having a wife, so um you know wanting to have your family be connected, wanting your family to be a unit is not a bad thing. It's not a pick me thing. So people need to like not be talking crazy. I know that they're gonna be talking crazy, but this is not no pick me situation. All right. This is like kind of the first step. It's like kind of like some of the framework to begin to get on a journey to getting your baby daddy to marry you. Okay. Now, if you already got a baby with him, why not? Okay. Now, if he is just not interested in you as we travel through this video series or as we travel through this video series, I'm going to be making videos on how to move forward and secure your own husband. You know what I'm saying? With, just move from your baby daddy or whatever. But, we might not want to do that. So we want to focus on exhausting like the options, the process to kind of encouraging a man to step into his role and solidify his family. Okay. So for all the naysayers, ignore them. All right. You focus on getting your family tight. Okay. So this these ideas are not about like slaving for a man or doing everything, like begging and pleading him, but it's really about creating a framework that will force him to respond unconsciously, respond in a way that will bring your family back together. Okay. And um see, the thing is, it's like you have to have a man that's interested in marriage, period. Like he has to have the value, he has to value family at some point. Like he has to value family to some degree in order for this to work. But if you have a man that just values family just even a little bit, you can create the dynamic where he responds in a way where he decides to step up and solidify his family. Now, not all men are like this. Some men just want to have baby mamas, like Future. Some men just want to have baby mamas, okay? And even in that situation, there's a way where you can create the maximum emotional connection that will pull a Future to you. But some people just want to have a lot of women like Future. However, there's a good number of men that are open to the idea of marriage and open to the idea of family, but they kind of just don't know how to navigate that road on their own. Okay. And that's why we are so damn smart. Okay. And that's why we have so much strategy, because we know that we can create like the environment where marriage and family happens effortlessly. Okay. So it's not about, cooking and cleaning and slaving and breaking your back. It's not about all of that. It's about creating an environment where he steps up to take care of you. Okay. And then if y'all not together, it's about creating the environment, the space where he can like remember the beauty in you, remember the beauty of your relationship. Okay. And so if y'all got any questions, comment below, like, share, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. I got some more videos coming soon. The next video I'm gonna make is going to be about the baby and his baby mama. Mimi, her name is. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I'm gonna make a video on that because he was with her, he was public with her and everything. But um but now he has another baby on the way. Okay. Yeah, he has another baby on the way. And we're going to talk about some strategy there. All right. But if you think about the things that I'm saying and really tie it into a video I made not too long ago about keeping secrets, then you will understand like that will kind of be the pre homework to beginning to understand and digest this information about the framework and how to get your baby daddy to marry you, because like it'll kind of tie in together. All right. But anyway, like, comment, and share and subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions. I want to hear what you got to say. Okay. Follow me on Instagram at Goldie Jones. Okay. You can follow me on Facebook at Goldie Jones as well. I do have a Facebook page coming up where you'll be like, you may see more information about Goldie Jones being circulated on the page. Okay. And of course, we still have our Seductive Lounge open for membership. So go ahead and like the page, or send a friend request to Goldie Jones if you are interested in joining the Facebook group. All right. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna see y'all soon. Remember, remember, remember. Okay. Your love is golden. Never forget it. Bye. Love y'all.